It's State of the Union time, and I know you're probably wondering what I'm wondering. What is it gonna be about? Obviously, Biden's gonna have his priorities. The Republicans are gonna have their response. And I assume it is gonna be grounded in only the most substantive concerns that address the true crises facing the American people. Oh, wait, no, they're talking about the fence. Yes, they're talking about the fence. There's a fence, did you know? Marjorie Greene's talking about the fence. The fence is back up around the Capitol for State of the Union because Biden knows walls work on the ground. Joe Biden is more afraid of Americans visiting their capital than a Chinese spy balloon. She's still in the balloon, invading our airspace that could have carried only God knows what. So she's back to caring about the balloons. She cared about the balloons, then she found out that there had been Trump balloons, and then she was only mad at why they hadn't told Trump about the balloons. But now a day has gone by, so she's just right back to being bothered by the balloons, but not the Trump balloons. It's interesting how she worked out the math in her head. And Ida, the fence on the ground is proof that if you need a fence to keep MAGA people out of a high profile event like the State of the Union, then obviously you need a multi-billion-dollar wall along thousands of miles of our southern border. I think her logic makes perfect sense. What do you think?
Oh man, I feel so bad for the American people at this point because so many games are being played with them, and while they're in the middle of their struggle and they're supposed to be picking themselves up by their bootstraps according to the people that they blindly follow, they are listening to all this foolishness that is indicative of how poor the education system is in this country. I have my bandwidth. I don't have the bandwidth to even accept that kind of stuff anymore because it's just become, it is such an insult to the intelligence of the American. And unfortunately, so many Americans don't have the privilege to get the proper education because they're too busy surviving. So now everybody from every side is, not everybody, but so many people from each side are just taking advantage of that. And they're just emotionally stirring up these people now. And we wonder why anxiety is up, depression is up, suicide is up. It's just, where do you go from here? I mean, come on, John, like, can we even, it's a Confederate dunces, like it's just constant.
100%. I'm gonna try to help them out just briefly. So I will only speak for myself. I'm against spending tens of billions of dollars for a racist shrine at the border. That doesn't mean I don't think there are cases in which a wall is good.
Well,
that's a wall. That's a wall right there. You know why that's a wall right there? Because if the wall wasn't there, then the outside would be there. I have walls in many of the buildings that I go to because sometimes walls are helpful. That doesn't mean walls should be everywhere. You'll notice there's no wall between me and the camera. That'd be a bad wall. This is a good wall. Southern wall is bad wall. Some walls good, some walls bad. Are you following me, Marjorie Greene? How about Lauren Boebert, who tweeted they've reinstalled the fence with no reports of increased threats? I can only assume it's to ensure Biden doesn't wander off after the State of the Union. Oh, because we're back to, he is so mentally deranged that he's gonna literally wander off into the city, which is weird because on Friday, I was told by Tucker Carlson that Biden is so together and diabolical that they are literally going around the country burning down chicken processing plants to artificially ramp up the price of eggs to, I don't know, Tucker didn't say why he would do that, but he did say that he was doing that. So it's weird that he could be so deranged that he's wandering around, but also burning down and trying to kill every chicken. It's weird. The duality of man is an amazing thing, Ida.
Can I just say this also? You went to the taping of my special. My father is undocumented, right? So first and foremost, two things I want to say. You guys are asking for something you really don't want, because if all of these immigrants left this country would collapse. The cheap and free labor, damn near slavery that you get from people that come here from other countries seeking asylum, it would, because you don't want to pick strawberries, you don't want to be in the sun, you don't want to do the work, you don't want to clean the toilets, you don't want to clean the bathrooms, and the people who are willing to do that in the middle of the country and in the South and on the West Coast, they're not even worried about that because they're too busy trying to eat.
Yeah.
That being said, My father was undocumented. He was deported multiple times from this country. You know, I wrote a joke about it. You know how he came here? On Delta. So when people talk about these borders, they're just focusing on the hate of Central America and Latinx, Latinos from America, brown people that come here, because people migrate here from Eastern Europe, they come here from Asia. The focus on that is racist. It is hateful towards brown people because that's the geographic setting that they keep focusing on.
Yeah.
When we know that millions and millions of immigrants come here from all over the world, and many of them come here on commercial airlines. So please miss me with that foolishness. That is those people, the group of dunces in Washington who have figured out that there are a bunch of emotional, uneducated people that they can continue to pander to and move as long as they show up to the polls.
Yeah, no, 100%. You're 100% right. They ignore all of those people. They demonize all those people. And while you're totally right to focus on like the shadow class that we're not supposed to acknowledge, that makes life literally able to be lived in terms of all those different industries that you talked about. Also, just randomly, let's also acknowledge the way that they enrich the country. Like I was watching Saturday Night Live on Saturday, and Pedro Pascal was talking about how his parents had to flee Pinochet in Chile. Yep. And so he was born, he grew up here instead of there. And so now we have his amazing performances in The Mandalorian and in Last of Us and all that. Like this is a good thing in a lot of different ways. Anyway, we're trying to get through to people who have a wall between themselves and reason. So thank you for your contributions, Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Greene. I can't wait to see how you scream and shout to interrupt the State of the Union. It's going to be deeply embarrassing. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.